What's up, everybody? It's your boy Uchi, and back again, once again. How y'all doing today? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Uchi, and as always, we are here, we are now, and I'm finally here to tell you guys about my full experience, my full review on Kamehacon 2019. Now, I said I would do this on Twitter, and I've been looking forward to doing this as soon as I was about to leave, as soon as I got on the plane, as soon as I got home. But unfortunately, of course, you know, your boy got real life work to worry about, and so that's part of the reason why I look like a bum right now. I'm not normally wearing these big old tees, but you know, this is like normally what I wear when I go to work out. But I definitely wanted to still get this out there, even though this is like a few days late. But again, I feel like it was pretty important to kind of wrap up all my thoughts into one video to review Kamehacon and what I think about it as a whole and where I see potentially going to the future. So one thing is definitely for sure is that I really feel like this convention was better than last year's. I want to say that last year, being that the first one, the very first Kamehacon back in 2018, it was very fun. It was very jam-packed with lots of Dragon Ball. I mean, what can you expect? The Kamehacon is, they call it the Woodstock of Dragon Ball conventions. And this convention is specifically catered towards Dragon Ball fans, the Dragon Ball community. Like, this is something that a lot of people that really favor Dragon Ball it is for them. But at the same time, I felt like there was a little bit of other types of flavors that I wasn't really expecting to even see or experience that wasn't Dragon Ball related, that was a part of this convention. And one of those things being that the vendors, there were so many different types of vendors. There was like a lot of artists, there was a lot of toy sellers, and there was like pretty much just a good mixture between the two. You had a lot of plushie sellers, you had a bunch of like different type of keychains, stickers, all that kind of good stuff. But my personal experience, I met with this dude by the name of CV. Now, he is probably one of the nicest people I ever met in life, and probably one of the coolest vendors that I've ever got to talk to. And what attracted me to his booth was simply that he was an artist who came from Hawaii, and my man was drawing not only just Dragon Ball characters, but he had a couple other My Hero Academia, some comic book characters, and most importantly to me, he had Super Sentai, aka Japanese Power Rangers, and you guys know that I'm a big freaking Super Sentai Tokusatsu fan. Alright, I love me some Kamen Rider, I love me some Super Sentai, and my man has some dope prints that I actually had to buy. So he was like the first person I bought from. Now, I'm not gonna do a bunch of unboxings for the other things that I did manage to get this year, but I'm gonna say that for another video. But I will show you guys, because you can't really unbox art, like you just show it off and it's done, right? So right here, this is just the Broly one that he did. Now, in addition to this, he had a 3-for-1 deal where you buy 3, you get the 4th one for Frizzle. All right, and this is the only Dragon Ball related one I got. Of course, I was gonna get the Broly one. I had to get the Broly one. Outside of this one, I got 3 other Rangers. I'm gonna show you guys really quick so I can get right back into my entire review about Kamehacon. So I got my man Lord Drake, and shout outs to Lord Drake, and shout out to the Comic Book Boom Studios. Of course, they're producing some really good stuff that, of course, my man CV out here is inspired enough to make his own rendition of the art. And it looks super dope in the light right here, and a nice shimmer effect. Same thing goes for my man Tyrannosaurus, the Red Ranger. Like, look at the dragon shield. Like, up close, this John looks hella crisp, and seeing it displayed on his display there on his booth was amazing. And of course, last but not least, you guys already know, your boy had to get the Green Ranger. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Dragon Ranger is morphin' time all the time, guys. You already know what it is. Bam. So I'm gonna have fun trying to figure out where exactly I'm gonna put these. But yeah, shout out to CV, really cool guy, really down to earth. In relation to that Broly print, he actually sponsored my panel, which I'm actually gonna get into right now. I wasn't expecting that at all. He was just super kind, super nice. Didn't even ask him, didn't even entertain or like try to like weasel my way into that kind of idea, because like I was so like into just talking to him and his brother that I was just like, dude, like these people are dope. Like I never thought I would have met tokusatsu fans at a Dragon Ball convention. So, and little known fact, Geekdom also is a tokusatsu guy as well. So that's why me and my boy Geekdom, of course, sticking together as always. But yeah, man, he was so cool, so nice that he actually gave me one of the Broly prints to give away during my panel. So of course I made it into like a kind of giveaway thing where if you follow me, you follow him. And then you show up, of course, you have a chance at winning it for free at no additional cost to you whatsoever. So about my panel. So this was my first time ever doing something like this before. It's actually a glass barrier or breaking of the ice, if you will, that I have actually, you know, been struggling with mentally, because I you know, take a lot of, like, I do a lot of things, all right? I have my hands and feet in a lot of different avenues and fields, you know. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, I'm streaming video games. Next thing you know, I'm streaming discussions about Dragon Ball, and you know, I'm talking about other anime. I commentate, I travel a bunch of different types of video game tournaments, I compete, I'm a sponsored streamer, like the list goes on, and I like, not to brag or anything like that, but like it is a known fact that your boy literally is doing a lot of different things. And not because I'm just doing it just to build a huge ass resume, but at the same time, I just have a lot of passions and I just try to do whatever it is that I really feel passionate about. So even if it's not 100% focused on one thing, I do have my attention on a lot of different things that I really truly feel passionate about. Just another addition, I started the Power Rangers Battle for the Grid community Discord, and that John blew up, and it is probably one of the best communities that I've ever been a part of, let alone started. And it is such a healthy environment where people can just go in there and talk about Power Rangers. But enough about that. This all goes down and comes back to me overcoming my fear of doing a panel, because I've been to plenty of anime conventions in the past. Anime Next is like my go-to with my family. Kamehacon is my second convention, actually third convention that I've been to repeatedly. So Comic-Con I've been to twice, but then I stopped going to Comic-Con because I'll get into that in another video. But Kamehacon was the first of its kind Dragon Ball exclusive, and you know, of course, when you go to conventions, you definitely want to check out panels, you want to definitely check out the vendors, the exhibitor halls, all that kind of stuff, the game room. Basically make sure you have a great time. Attending so many panels over the years, it got me thinking, like, I wonder if I could ever see myself doing something like this. And I never expected for my first panel ever to have a full room. Like, every seat was filled, and every time I kept looking up as I was presenting, as I started my presentation, like every seat just kept getting more filled and more filled. And honestly, I was super humbled and super surprised. I was just like, wow, like I really am actually shocked that like people saw the description and they saw that it was me and it wasn't like any other more known person, and they decided that, yeah, like we're gonna go check this dude out because he's talking about Broly. So whether you liked Broly or not, you definitely came and you experienced my whole entire presentation. It wasn't just the history of Broly, but it was more along the lines of what Broly meant to me as a character and what he embodied, which is he is the embodiment of possibility and chance. So again, if you missed out on that panel, I will have the entire panel uploaded to my channel, but fair warning, it's probably pretty low quality only because the lighting in the room was kind of iffy in, you know, when it came down to trying to record it, and I didn't have a mic. But it is what it is. You guys will see it for those that weren't there, and I hope that you guys that do watch the video version definitely understand where I was coming from with my presentation, and you enjoy it as well. Putting all the nerves aside, because I was totally nervous. I should not have eaten a bagel before I went because your boy was gassy as hell, and it just added to the excitement because, oh my god, like it's my first time doing a panel. But again, I had a lot of fans come up to me before and after, and a lot of surprises, one of them being Oppai Senpai, because I've been waiting to meet him in person for, you know, quite some time now, and he's a really cool dude, and we've known each other via Twitter and YouTube, and of course he's a more established YouTuber, so I guess I look up to him right in a way. And he was literally there front row, like off to the side, and like he shouted me out because it was at a point where I was showing a clip of my reaction, because of course I had to show the clip of the reaction, and he was there, and he shouts out, "Best opening ever," and I was just like, Oppai senpai? And then I was like, oh snap. So I kept my composure. I kept it moving, kept it rolling. But yeah, man, the experience overall, I didn't really stumble too much. I didn't stutter as much as I expected to. And it felt very natural. And I think what helped was mainly because it was something, again, like I was passionate about. A lot of people know me as the Broly guy. Like, I am the Broly dude. I love Broly. I've always loved the character ever since I was a little kid. And the fact that he's here now, I'm not gonna go into the specifics, but you guys get it. I've only repeated myself a million times in my other videos when it comes down to Broly, okay? It was quite the experience, and it definitely made me feel a lot more comfortable. The more I kept talking, the more points I kept bringing up, and it's crazy because I filled up my whole 50-minute slot, because the panels went from like the beginning of the hour and 50 minutes in. So if you were like me, who was like in a panel room, you basically had 50 minutes, and then that 10-minute gap was for the next presenter to obviously like come through and set up their stuff, which was actually Oppai senpai. So I was like, wow, like I opened up for Oppai senpai, like that's pretty dope. But yeah, man, and of course I stayed to check out what he had to say. And guys, like if you don't even know who Oppai senpai is, I highly recommend checking out his content. He has probably some of the most high quality stuff I've ever seen visually, and like the actual meat and guts of what he has to say. This dude got so many good theories and so many good things to say to the YouTube channel, man. Like, I've been a fan, man. As soon as I seen like one of his videos, one of my favorites, the moral theory, go check it out. But yeah, once I was done, I was like, you know what? I feel a lot better now, and that was actually a lot of fun. And I feel like I am in a position where I am definitely a lot more comfortable to do this again. So if I do have the opportunity, and if Kamehacon 3 does happen in 2020 or whenever it does, I will definitely hit up Geekdom, and I'll hit up the staff behind Kamehacon, so that way I can come back again once again and be a part of the guest list, because you know, doing a panel was really fun, and I definitely like sharing the awareness and the education, the enlightenment, and the entertainment that I always try to provide through these YouTube videos right here. So moving away from the panel, gotta kind of look at the rest of the event and how the other panels were. So all the other panels that I saw went pretty well. Everyone had a very good time. There was a lot of people that were basically in all the panels, but one panel I definitely want to talk about specifically has to go to my dude Saving the Bees, aka Barack Obama. Now, I'm not gonna lie, at first, when I first heard of him years ago, I didn't really understand like what he was all about. I looked at his channel and I was like, this dude is just a meme. Like, he just likes to share a bunch of memes and say titties, and like he's just raunchy as hell, right? And you know, as the years go by, you know, like I noticed like, okay, he's into like anime like I am, he's into video games like I am. Okay, so I'm pretty relatable to this dude, right? So I follow him, and then I realized, I'm like, holy crap, like he's a pretty big account, right? And then I almost had a chance to meet him at Evo last year, but unfortunately I didn't even know what he looked like, so it's not like I could even track him down. But the dude is 6'7", Dominican, so shout outs to our people, all right? But I didn't know what he looked like, so I could not track down no big giant freaking Dominican dude if I even wanted to. And trust me, Evo got thousands of people in attendance. It's wild. So once I found out that he was gonna be there and that he was gonna do his own panel, I kept my attention up, my ears were perked, and I was like, okay, I'm definitely trying to roll through so I could catch his panel, because I really want to see like what this dude is really about. And what was really cool, and like I say, this is probably the most real panel out of the entire Kamehacon, was I learned through Barack Obama, through Saving the Bees, that in order to truly be successful and to build a naturally genuine community, you have to start with yourself. At its root, at the core, you have to be genuine. You have to be yourself, which I feel like I, for the most part, have been doing a very good job in doing. All the stuff that I do is always me. I'm not faking nothing, like I always have said in the past, for those that always thought my stuff was not real. And I have been completely honest, and I've never lied to you guys about anything, right? But it goes beyond that. There's an extra layer where he brings to the table, where he even uses himself as an example, where he has been compromised. Like his Twitter account has been compromised like 6 different times. And it's because, like I said, he likes to post a lot of memes. He's very mature rating, if you will, and you know, he says a lot of things that catch a lot of people off guard, but at the same time, like, that's just who he is. And the point is that you just have to be yourself, and as soon as you have some other higher power trying to tell you to change or to differentiate yourself to cater closer to what they're trying to do, it immediately faults on you, and like you kind of just like wither away and you become less of yourself. And what I learned from him was that to be your best self, you just gotta be the absolute best self that you possibly can. You gotta just stick to who you are, no matter who or what tries to come in your way and say, oh, you should do this or say don't say this and don't say that. Because as soon as you start taking those types of advice, then it's like, well, you might as well just throw your whole thing out the window. But I digress a little bit, because of course there's always a time and place. There's always a time and place to be professional. And even though Barack Obama is mostly a meme online, in person, probably one of the most humble experiences that I've ever had. Like, that was my first meeting with him, and I don't really know if he actually remembered me from when I tried to reach out to him from the Evo time last summer. But he wasn't fake about it. He didn't lie about it. I just continued the conversation and said, like, you know, like, you're really dope, and I didn't realize that you were a Jiraiya fan like me. He was really open, and he listened to me. Like, I could tell, like, when someone like really is listening to you, like, you could just tell, like, you know, body language does really give off a good signal to people when you're talking to them. And the fact is that he did this not just for me, but he did that to every single person that went up to him after his panel was done. And let me tell you guys this, I'll also vouch for Barack Obama, or Saving the Bees. I don't know what to freaking call him. He has two names, right? I will vouch for him when I say, like, he is actually for the people, by the people. He is for his community, okay? Even though, like, his community is pretty much like an overlapping community with, like, Dragon Ball community and all these other, like, sub communities that we all have. Like, you know, of course I have my own and everyone has theirs, but, you know, we are all within this huge, bigger, wider community. And when I say he is for the people, by the people, like, this guy, literally, his panel went from 3 to 350. By the time it was like 350 on the dot and he was done, he stopped answering questions because that was when his panel was over. Literally, the man was swarmed like he was a giant celebrity, like you would see in like music videos or something like that. And he didn't leave until every last person had a picture, had something signed, or had their question or comment answered. And I waited a good amount of time. Like, I waited a good 15-20 minutes just to get my turn in, because I wasn't just gonna be like, oh, like, I'm Uchi Games, I'm just gonna cut all y'all. Like, no, I ain't shit, right? But the fact of the matter is that he actually, like, and I there is way more to just his memes and like all that kind of stuff. Like, he always has some kind of really good like meaning behind a lot of things, and he made a lot of good points, even though some of the questions that he got were pretty funny and all for the jokes. But when it came down to the serious questions, like, he definitely knew how to answer them, and he was real with all of us. And like I said, his panel was probably the most real panel you could have ever asked for out of anybody. And I can understand why this dude has such a huge following, and I respect him way more than I ever have in the past. Not to say that I disrespected him, but I just didn't know him. I didn't know who he was, and I'm sure I still don't know who he is fully. But, you know, I mean, hey, with time can tell. I mean, like, you know, I'm more than willing to be anyone's friend as long as they're not an asshole. But, you know, as I'm saying that, like, and if you're watching this dude, like, again, you were probably one of the most realest dudes I've ever met, and like, I can tell you're definitely a genuine one. So keep doing your thing, and titties. Aside from that, man, like, another thing about the convention as a whole, I didn't hear any negative things go on. Not one. Everyone was chill. There was no outbreaks. There was no outcries. There was nothing going wild. And I know that this convention had a lot of heat going into it, and there was a lot of drama going into it, and there's a lot of things being said online. Now here's the thing, at the end of the day, we are all there to celebrate Dragon Ball. We are all there to, you know, have a good time, have a good experience with each other, because again, this is a meeting place, a meeting ground for a lot of us that don't really interact with one another because of distance and because of the fact that we basically connect with each other online. And to have a convention like this, when we're all brought together for the same thing, is a beautiful thought. And when it comes down to that, at the end of the day, that's what we go there for. We go there to have a good time. We go there to have fun with each other, to meet new people, to, you know, just have a great time. And that's exactly what happened. There was no drama, there was no BS, there was nothing. Everything went smoothly, and as far as I'm aware, nothing bad happened. You heard it from me and anyone that can vouch that experienced it. I mean, if, like, God forbid, if anything did happen, let me know in the comments. And, you know, I'm very sorry if anything bad happened, but the place was very well secured. There was a lot of security. Food was expensive, but you know, what can you expect? That's why you gotta go with the fruit cup route. The fruit cup tech is always the best tech, because $3 you get a whole cup of fruit, you know, you stay healthy and you eat fresh to stay fresh, all that kind of good stuff. And I'm just trying to think of any other thing. I mean, oh well, I guess I could get into the some of the stuff that I purchased. That this is like kind of like a little preview into the next couple video, well, yeah, next few videos I'm gonna have, because I'm definitely gonna try my best, guys, to do a lot more of these. By these I mean like these nuts. Unboxings of these figures and toys that I just keep talking about online. But yeah, these are the Dragon Ball Adverge 9, the movie special set, okay? Now, I was lucky enough to get 3 out of the 6 that are a part of this set, okay? So let me just zoom in for you guys. So there's 6 out of, so out of the 6, I got 3 of them. I got the 3 right on the top there. I got my man Broly in full power mode. I got base form Broly in what looks like to be his primal instinct, like I like to say. And then of course I got my man Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. So anything that was Broly related was what I was looking for specifically, okay? So again, so here I'm gonna show you guys all of them up close. So here's the Broly, here's the base form, and here's the Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Now again, guys, just another reminder, I will be doing unboxings for what I got that's like, you know, unboxable in a separate video, so that way this one doesn't get too long, because I already know this is super long as it is. So yeah, pretty much last but not least, right here, I managed to get these two. First of all, like outside of the Bardock Super Saiyan 3 statue that I own, that was a gift from my boy Juice. Shout out to Juice. These are actually my first statues that I actually purchased with my own money. And surprisingly enough, I got this one thinking that this was a part of this Dragon Ball Super Broly line, but it actually wasn't. This is actually a part of the same line that my Bardock is from. So I was like, okay, well, that's definitely a sign. So this was, of course, the last one. That's why, if you notice, the box is a little beat up. And this was the last one that they had on display. The guy didn't even give me no discount. I was like, bruh. But I'm definitely excited about this Broly. Again, this is my first Broly statue. I was very happy to buy this. And they actually have 3 more as a part of this Ultimate Soldiers set. There's of course Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and what looks like to be Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta as well. So look forward to those unboxing videos in the coming days. I don't want to put an exact time frame, but definitely this time at the time of this recording, sometime this week. Oh, and a quick shout out to Miss DBZ Babe, because yes, I finally got to meet her in person, in addition to a bunch of other awesome people that I didn't even know that they knew who I was. So she actually, I don't know exactly where she got these from, but she knows your boy is all about Broly, right? She knows your boy is all about Broly, okay? She got me some Broly related stickers. I have Paragus right there. We got some more, oh, the legendary Jizzle Broly, okay? And then, oh, yo, these are sick. I don't even know, what are these? I honestly, I think these are like some special trading cards, maybe. I gotta look into it, I gotta ask her, but, you know, got the regular, got the Super Saiyan version, got the Furu Power Super Saiyan Broly. And then, of course, we got some of the trading cards from the Super Card game. Now, I do have a couple of, oh, wait, I don't have that one. But, yeah, I do have a couple of these. All right, And oh, last but not least, looking like, oh snap, this looks like an exclusive or something. So this one is the old school Ojizzle Broly. Okay, we got a little description in the back. Of course, this is from Japan because all the text is in Japanese. This is a Dragon Ball Z card, as you can see right there on the back. I'm super happy and thankful that she kept me in her thoughts, because she knows by how hype I was and I am online on Twitter, especially freaking all the time. I love Broly. Broly is definitely my favorite character next to Trunks. And yeah, especially this new Broly. So thank you again, Miss DBZ babe. Arigatou gozaimasu. And yes, so I think that about wraps up my Kamehacon review. Like I said, just in full, the panels were dope. The exhibitor hall was dope. The fact that they had a bunch of awesome voice actors in the house. Geekdom was the host. Also co-hosting with him was the voice actor of Pan from Dragon Ball GT. Such a nice lady. Such a nice lady. I wish I actually got more time to talk to her, or even have the balls to go up to her, but you know, it's I don't know. I'm weird, I guess. I don't know. Like some people, like I went up to Barack Obama, I went up to like Kwame, I went up to Prince Vegeta, and yeah, like that was all good and dandy. But when it was voice actors, like man, I don't know. I'm just weird, I guess. But anyways, guys, that wraps up everything. I want to give a big thanks and a shout out to the staff behind Kamehacon. You know, specifically, I want to shout out Geekdom, Chris Latosh, Chris Bradley. I want to thank the lovely Cutie Pie, because she was my ride or die the entire weekend. She was right by my side. She was literally holding the camera for me during my panel. So really big shout outs to you, babe. I love you. Big shout out to all the people that I met, all the fans that knew me, that knew who I was, came up to me, said what's up. And you know, just, you know, anyone that asked me for a picture or anything like that, like I'm super thankful and grateful that like everyone that came to my panel came, and like I said, I heard nothing but good things. So thank God my first one went well, and I do really hope that I get more opportunities to do more in the future. And I really do hope that Kamehacon does come back despite all of the drama leading into it, but we will see from this point forward. If not, I mean, it won't be the last time I'll be doing panels, because I know that events like CEO and Evo, which are more like things that I do on a regular basis, where, you know, I go to a lot of fighting game tournaments, they are opening up like slots for panelists. So that's something I'm looking to do. But anyways, guys, if I missed anything, if you guys want to know any more, just hit me up on Twitter or in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe as always. Hit me up on Twitter like I just said. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Have a great one. May the power protect you, and I'll see y'all next time.